Welcome to Founders Future, a podcast powered by Closers.io, where we dive into the journeys of innovative entrepreneurs and explore the road ahead for them and their companies. I'm your host, Ammar, and in each episode, we uncover the stories behind impactful ventures, the challenges faced along the way, and the strategies driving their future growth. Today, we are absolutely thrilled to have Dr. Tim J. Smith, the founder and CEO of Wiglaf Pricing, a firm that sits at the forefront of strategic pricing consultancy and thought leadership. Tim holds a PhD in physics, an MBA, and is a recognized global authority on pricing strategy. Through Wiglaf, he's helped companies like Siemens. I don't think I'm pronouncing that, but it's okay. Roche and Medtronic unlock millions in value by aligning pricing with customer perceptions and business value. He's also the author of the widely respected book Pricing Done and a professor of marketing and economics at DePaul University. From physics labs to boardrooms, Tim's journey exemplifies the power of analytical thinking in business leadership. Tim, welcome to Founders Future.
Thank you, Ammar. It's nice to be here.
Yeah, nice to have you. I always like to start from the beginning. So take us back to before you started your company today, Wiglaf. What were you doing at that time, and what was the motivation, inspiration behind starting the company?
The Back in the late 90s, I was working with a company called SPL World Group. It was later acquired by Oracle. We were focused on building solutions for utility billing and customer care. We also had another practice focused on Medicaid systems. And I was coding and then later selling their software. Around 2001, there was a tech downturn, and like many other tech workers, I had to find a new job.
That was around 2001.
Yeah.
Got it. What did you do after that?
I founded Wiglaf in 2002.
Okay. Where did the idea spark from?
The idea moving into pricing was I was working at a company making automatic meter reading solutions in the Czech Republic, and I was reading books on pricing and pricing strategy. And I was writing. I've been blogging for quite a long time, before blog was even a word, and was writing about pricing on different products based upon a book that I read. Symantec was facing a threat by Microsoft at that time, and
Mhm.
I wrote that Symantec should ignore Microsoft for the current period, for Microsoft did not actually threaten their market share in that
Mhm.
particular year. So they took my advice and they gave me a project, and I started doing more pricing work.
Wow. Okay, so you stumbled upon it with semantics, it sounds.
Yeah,
Is that fair to say?
yes.
So the idea at the beginning wasn't to start this pricing consultancy. It just came from one customer needed a particular thing and then it flourished from there. Is that accurate?
Yeah, before then I just said I did quantitative marketing. The problem with quantitative marketing is it has no meaning, so it did not sell well. But when I clarified it to be pricing, I started to have more projects.
Got it. Walk me through today. Help the listeners understand who's your ICP at Wiglaf? Who you guys typically work with? Who do you love to work with? And what are the different offers and services that you provide?
Right now, we're launching a new product called Signy by Wiglaf Pricing, and it's focused on automating or accelerating a particular kind of analysis that we've done repeatedly for manufacturing, distribution, medical technology, software companies, and other firms of that nature. I just lost my picture of you. One moment. Ah, there you are. And it does a price segmentation analysis and enables you to predict the price you're going to capture after negotiations with individual customers on individual products in different market segments.
Interesting.
Basically, it's AI for pricing, a
Okay.
simple AI pricing tool.
So if I'm a manufacturing company or if I'm a medical technology company, I could come in. Is it like ChatGPT where it's a chat function and I could figure out what my pricing should be? Is that the idea? And it's like a monthly subscription, or how does it actually work?
It was spawned by the advent of GPT and the clarity that executives have that they can invest in AI, but it was also different than that. It's very different. ChatGPT will never take over the pricing space for one simple reason. You don't have access. You don't have access to companies' data. I'm
Mm,
looking at companies' data, which is going to be proprietary every single time. No
yeah,
company is going to post their history of pricing on the internet, or no sane company would. So we're using AI specific to an individual company to enable them to have a dialogue with the data and understand how price has actually been captured in the market.
got it. Now, you're clearly obviously an academic before you became an entrepreneur. So you understand this world much more than what the average listener is going to actually be able to comprehend. So let's maybe step back a little bit and explain to the listeners, why would a company hire a pricing consultancy in the first place? What do they typically want them for? How do you impact the bottom line? All those different things. And then from there we can dive deeper into Wiglaf specifically.
So the pricing journey I've had in academics and pricing journey I've had in business as a consultant have been very much aligned. It's also been published in my books and clearly from my followers. So I'm going to take you back to something I wrote in Pricing Done Right called the Value-Based Pricing Framework. And there's about 5 different decisions that need to be made that are critical in pricing. One of them is just pure price execution. So, for instance, we have tariffs coming in. A lot of people need to change their prices. You got to change those prices quickly and on time, and in response to competition, in response to the tariffs, the cost increases, and push that through. So that's price execution. That has to be done. A lot of pricing people just do that administrative work, but there's a lot more to it. Back it up a level, and there's commercial policy, or I put it in my book, Price Variance Management. Commercial policy deals with the question of how do I treat different customers differently in terms of price. And price segmentation is distinct from market segmentation. We're looking at different things. Market segmentation tends to be more about how do you communicate and how do you get along with different segments of the market. Price segmentation is really how do I capture different prices from different customers. And
Mhm.
you're listen to Hyperion discuss pricing, and they sell very advanced materials. They can get a very different price for the same material from different customers based upon the need. So
Yeah.
that's a price segmentation that's separate from your product or anything like that. And that's your commercial policy. Rebates, discounts, promotions, all of those things, negotiations. Moving up another level, though, there's actual price setting, market level pricing. What should be my list price? What should be my go-to-market price? Where does that sit? How do I find it? What kind of research do I do? How do I execute economic value to customer? How do I execute conjoint analysis or other forms of market research to set the price right in the first place? And how does pricing work with new product development so that I get the right price out there before I start developing the product and know that it's not going to make any money? Move it up to another level. We got the pricing strategy itself. What kind of price structure are you using? Index-based, unit pricing, SaaS pricing, bundling, versioning, yield management? There's 10 different price structures that companies can use to try to capture the money from the market. You can also choose to be skim, neutral, penetrate in your pricing strategy. And where do you wish to be? Apple has famously gone for skim pricing, whereas Amazon has famously gone for penetration pricing. And they have different trade-offs and different requirements to execute. You also have questions of the size of the pricing team and the tools you're going to be using. Your investment into the pricing organization. Now, very small companies won't have a pricing team. I know this. But as you start getting larger, you have to build a larger pricing team. So there's 200 people pricing at Waste Management. I'm sorry, WM. They changed their name. And there's another 200 people pricing at Republic Services. They have a large pricing team at JB Hunt, a trucking company. They're using index-based pricing. There's lots of different ways which you can get your pricing done, but at some point, you're going to have to invest in people and technology, and you're going to have to build
Yeah.
out that team. And so that's another area that you look at. And then
Got it.
finally, strategy of the company itself. What is the company trying to do? Is it cost excellence or is it value adding? Is it differentiating? Uh,
Yeah.
how is it going to win customers away from its competitors?
Got it. So it's a lot. It's you definitely have a breadth of knowledge here, and I'm sure some people got had to rewind that a couple times. But let's say I am looking to work with you. Do you guys do, because obviously you have the AI for pricing coming out. Is there individual consulting where you come in and you help out our specific company? What does that actually look like? If I'm a company listening to this and I'm like, okay, I could use help, I could use a consultation here. What does that look like?
It comes in the forms of speaking. It comes in the forms of a 3-month project. I'll either help them set the price, manage their commercial policy, understand how they're price segmenting their market, redefine their price structure,
Got
orient their entire pricing team.
got it. Now, how do you actually generate leads for you to grow your company to bring on more people that you could help in many different facets? What does that look like? What does your lead generation look like?
Two parts. It's online and conferences, events.
Okay. What does the online strategy look like?
Heavy on LinkedIn, emails, website, such as that. And then we also have our events, like for instance, in the month of June, I'll be taking a tour, hitting 5 cities in 5 days, speaking to people
Nice.
about their pricing.
That'll be fun. What have you found to be the most effective? Because you've been in business since '01, correct?
Yeah,
So
network,
24
your
years.
network,
Okay. So basically just referrals coming in from different people that
referrals, people I know, recurring business.
got it. Is there anything that you do specifically to increase the amount of referrals that you get?
Continue to help myself be in front of mind to help them understand that I'm available and that there's problems we can solve.
Got it. Got it. And obviously online conferences, events are how you do that. What does your sales process look like? So once a lead does come in, what are the steps they go through for them to actually be a client?
First, we triage them to figure out what the problem is and what they need to have solved. After we understand what they need to have solved, then we start scoping the project and budgeting the project. When we have a scope and a budget well defined, I give them a timeline, a proposal, and usually they close.
Got it. Are you running the sales?
Yes,
Do you enjoy it?
yes,
Really? Do you have a sales background or no?
yes. Remember, I used to sell utility billing solutions and Medicaid solutions for
Yes.
software companies.
Yes. Yes. So you're familiar with the process, and I guess
Yes.
now you're in a product that you can actually control. So with the networking and referrals, I have had some founders in the past express frustrations with the fact that it's not the most predictable lead generation strategy in the world. It's definitely some of the best, most highest intent leads. However, it's hard to pull a lever and to get more coming in. I'm curious if you've experienced inconsistencies when it comes to lead flow due to that and how you've navigated it.
Of course I have. And if you take a look at the period right now, consulting firms across the United States are having a reduced business load. The economic uncertainty is causing a downturn in the business, but that is resolving itself. Part of the reason why I created Signy, a software solution, was to help accelerate the penetration into the market.
What do you mean when you say stuff like that? What is like for the people listening that don't understand these technical terms, create a solution to penetrate the market. What do you mean by that? Simply.
People need to have a clear idea as to why they can buy you and what problems you solve. So you help them understand the problems you solve.
And you're doing that at with the software at a reduced price solution, not
Mhm.
reduced, lower price solution. And then from there, they might want to move up your value ladder. Is that the idea?
Yeah.
Cool. What does your vision look like when you think over the next, let's say, 6 to 12 months? What are your top priorities? What are your revenue targets, performance targets? What are you looking to accomplish?
My first target is to continue to roll out Signy, our software solution, and to demonstrate that it has viability in the market. Right now, we have a minimal viable product, And
Got
we
it.
need to actually demonstrate that our MVP has demand. And then from there, we can scale.
Got it. And do you know how much that's going to cost? Is that something you're okay with sharing?
I don't know how much that will cost. I'm not comfortable sharing now.
Okay, fair enough. Is it gonna be like closer to 20 bucks a month or 200 bucks a month?
Oh, the price of the software?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's easy. It's $500 a month per user.
Okay, got it. Got it. Yeah, yeah. I don't mean to like to develop it. I meant just for the consumer.
Yeah.
Now, what's the idea behind the $500 a month? What's the method to the madness?
It's a tool designed to be used by pricing people doing pricing jobs. There are enterprise software solutions out there that try to do soup to nuts type solutions, and they're great solutions. They require a year to two to implement. They require a lot of customization. They require a lot of software engineers and a lot of business process reorganization type stuff. That's a great tool. Those tools can start at $1 million. They can start at a 500,000 and go up from there. They're not
Yeah.
cheap, um, but they are enterprise solutions. So instead of trying to provide an enterprise solution, let's try to provide a tool used by pricing people that they can turn on the next day and start answering simple questions. It doesn't do everything that those tools do. It does a specific problem well, and it's easier to use.
Yeah.
So I wanted to be at a price point that did not require a huge budgeting cycle or a gigantic study as to whether or not this is appropriate or not. Something along the lines of the price for Pardot or Salesforce.com or
Mm. Yeah.
QuickBooks.
Yeah. Something that's a little bit more manageable, digestible, but
Right.
also solves the problem at a high level.
Yeah.
Very. What do you feel like is the biggest challenge you're currently facing as a founder, as a CEO, aside from the macroeconomic climate, aside from that?
Clearly, time pressure.
In what sense?
There's only so many hours a day.
Fair enough. What is the thing that takes up most of your time?
Depends on the month. Right now, teaching.
Fair enough. Yeah, you still teach.
Yeah.
Is it just out of passion?
Oh, there's definitely passion there. But when you're an entrepreneur, you always have to have multiple jobs.
Fair enough. I respect that. I guess if you could talk to new entrepreneurs that are starting in 2025 that are looking to obviously succeed, but they want to scale up and be the most efficient they can be as fast as possible and really serve the most amount of people. What would you tell them? What piece of advice would you give them, especially looking at 2025 and where we are with technology, AI, all that kind of stuff?
Well, big question that I have for them is, are they a forced entrepreneur or are they a choice entrepreneur? Very big difference in what they can do based upon their role. Forced entrepreneurs and choice entrepreneurs succeed and fail at about the same rate, but what they do is quite different. And along the paths, you're always trying to find networks of people who support you to help you move to the next level.
Yeah.
So you got to always keep working with other people and moving forward.
Yeah, I like that.
It's very different from running a big business where you have a plan and you just simply execute against it with an expected ROI. This is something where you keep building more capabilities as you expand your network and as you expand your own skills to find your next area where you're moving forward.
Mm,
Constant experimentation.
yeah, I like that. Consistently iterating. And not just on the business ideas and whatnot, but really on yourself, I've found to be
Mhm.
most impactful in my life. What's the best way for people to reach you?
They should reach me on LinkedIn at Dr. Wiglaf, Tim Smith. It's a very generic American name. I do have about 400,000 followers, but that would be the easiest way to find me.
I like that. Is where does Wiglaf come from?
English literature. Wiglaf was Beowulf's consultant.
Okay. Interesting. I didn't know. Appreciate your time. Is there anything else you want to leave us with before I let you go?
Keep working, keep pushing, have
Uh,
faith in yourself, be resilient.
Beautiful. That wraps up another insightful episode of Founders Future. Thank you so much, Dr. Tim, for coming on, sharing your journey, sharing your insights with us today. I definitely learned a lot. I know nothing about pricing, is my conclusion for the day. But I really enjoyed this conversation. So for our listeners, if you're inspired by today's conversation, don't forget to subscribe to Founders Future wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. And if you're looking to scale your business, if you're a coach, consultant, or an agency, and you want to enhance your sales and marketing efforts, visit closers.io to discover how we can support your growth journey. Until then, keep on climbing.